What's up, my WooberGameplays? This is Ryan from WooberGameplays, and today we're playing some more Doki Doki. In episode, things got a little weird and things changed, and now Sayori's gone out of the game. Let's just say that's a pretty weird thing to happen. But right now, we gotta write another poem. So I'm gonna write my poem. Infallible. Imagination. Pleasure. You know, I want to do something for Natsuki. I don't know. I'm starting to take I'm starting to get a little fond of Natsuki because I know how she is outside of school now, and you know, it's pretty good. And Yuri, I'm not sure. I think things will get weird outside of school, so you know, let's find one that she would like. Let's do headphones, childhood, memories, frightening, unstable, amazing, color, beauty, disoriented. This is gonna be a weird mix of a poem. Essence, warm, romance, determination, happiness, daydream. I daydream so much. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. But like, I daydream all the time. Like, if you see me in school, because if you know me personally, you can tell. Like, if I'm just staring off in the distance, I'm either daydreaming or very deep in thought. If I'm in that state, don't be afraid to like nudge me or like say, "Hey, Ryan," because you know I'm still here to talk and everything, and I just do that when I'm out there. It's usually more fun to talk to him out there. I'm so disoriented. I'm so confused about what's going on. Yeah, I'm kind of fun to talk to. Family. I don't know what the last one I picked said, but you know, it's okay. Hi again, Ryan. Glad to see you there. Run away on us. No, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Why was her face glitching? Thanks for keeping your promise, Ryan. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it? I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Oh, come on. Like, here's there's any slack. Don't act all mean in like school. I feel like when you put that little tie on your neck, you just get very vicious. Calm down. It's gonna be okay. I want to tell you the same thing I tell my dog, that for some reason has a lot of personality like you. Kumquat! Kumquat! How that happened, if you guys are wondering, is I tell my dog calm thoughts, and slowly, when I messed up my words, and it slowly became kumquat. So I tell my dog kumquat. She looks at me like I'm stupid, but it calms her down a little bit. So you know, whatever helps my little rambunctious little puppy calm down, I'm gonna use it. Oh, the music got weird for a second. Yuri had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you just planned just to come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. I can't see the text. What? I don't like that. Natsuki sure has a big mouth for someone who keeps a manga collection in the club room. I can't see! Get out of the way! I don't like it. Manga? Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga's literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Ryan. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read. Well, I can't really say no either way. How are you supposed to say that? You're supposed to say either or either. I use both of them just interchangeably, like caramel and caramel. I will say both. Don't even start on me. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that, if you ask. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, They forget I said anything, I guess. Oh, no, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be a part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started or something you might like. Yeah, that's totally the reason you're doing this. Totally. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I'll feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing that I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... Don't try. Why is there a line on your face? I hope that isn't my computer screen. If so, that's not good. That's the book that you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I just wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... Oh, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear it. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging, relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about, anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. That's different from what it was last time, isn't it? I'm not crazy, am I? I'm not crazy, am I? I probably am. Probably just a little bit. There's an I can't read that word. Ominous. There, I just said it. Looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped here have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. Yeah, it's definitely different than... I'm not that crazy, because I was apparently right about that. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and asphyxiating them too. Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Another thing about the limbs. Sure, you don't like cutting off a good arm or two. I mean, everyone likes to cut off a good arm or two. Make it into some macaroni cheese. Mwah! Masterpiece. That's kind of dark, isn't it? You made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Ryan? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story, it's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. That's not true whatsoever. That's not true. Everyone is good in their own way. Make sure everybody sees there's bad people, and that's not a good thing. Like bad people are just never good, but their natural intentions in their mind is good. It was society that changed their way they think and deal that. So, like if you're, I think I talked about this in one of the episodes before, but it's in Star Wars. The Sith or whatever you call it. I fell asleep in the Star Wars movies, but whatever you call them, from our perspective, we think they're evil for their goals. But by the way they were raised up and the way the area they live, they think it's a great idea and that they're the good guys. But it goes vice versa for the side we're watching. It just depends on the point of view you look through. Then suddenly, that's all I saw. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writings fill my thoughts, I saw my whole body get some That's all I saw. I don't know what I said. I said that I kind of forget to pay attention to the other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Stop it! Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but what are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I still understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her pressure over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just bathing. What? I was just bathing the feeling of my body or something like that, or your heart. Something like that. If you guys want to see what that says, go ahead and pause it. Go rewind. I don't care. As long as you're watching, it shows that you care. It's the thought that counts. If you got this far, it's a lot better than you just clicking the video saying, yeah, I watched the video, and then lying to my face. Or through text. That's not nice. Or through a comment section. That's just not nice at all. It makes me sad boy. Okay? You hear me? Alright. I'm sorry if I'm all over the place. It's just, don't worry about it. Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so I instead use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. but in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Huh? To turn the page. Oh, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. Ah, that's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. See, that's what you call a nice person. I used that to read with people who flip, 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 flip. And I was so lost. I was so lost. Because it's kind of hard to read when... Because, I mean, I've always been a fast reader. Like, when I was younger, I had, like, a 7th grade ahead of me reading level. But, I'm still... when I see words, it takes me a second to comprehend what they say. Because I comprehend them, and I understand what they're saying. But it may I might stop for a second to think about what they said, and I lose myself in the moment. Then I forget what's going on. Then I forget where I'm at. Then I basically start over. Then I start looking at the clock. Then start staring at a chair like for 15 minutes, and then class is over. I read a full book in like 4 years. Yikes! That's not a good thing. It's probably the least I can do, since you're been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. I wonder if we were to like pick for our poem, if we were predominantly to pick Natsuki's side, if there's like a counterpart of this with Natsuki, I wonder if that is. I might try it for the next poem. I know like she'll like it more and all that. She won't be so mean to me, but I don't know. Might have to try it. Huh. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Huh? No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking about the way she second guesses things she says and all that. Oh, that's what you were talking about. Sorry. Okay, this book's about people chopping off people's hands and all that stuff. What are you hiding from me, Yuri? What are you hiding from me? See, I think each of these characters have their own problem, like their problems in the way of coping with stuff. They're not good ways, but I have a theory that Yuri is a cutter, and that Natsuki is anorexic. Because the reason I think Natsuki is anorexic, because if you remember, and I believe it was last episode of the game, she said something about her father being mad if she doesn't eat dinner, and that she's trying to save her appetite for dinner. I'm wondering if she was saying that because her father knows about it, and he gets mad when she doesn't eat, so she's to make it seem like she's eating more at dinner. If not, she will be full, and, you know, that type of stuff. So I'm wondering if that has something to do with it. I think it does. I think each character has their own problem. Their own depressive disorder. I think so. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came in my head. I don't like the way your mouth is open and all that. Stop it. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Huh? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. Wasn't the last time we read like this? No, I'm probably being stupid. But I thought it was like turned around the other way. I'm probably just an idiot. You can rest it if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hand over her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Ryan. Oh, what was that? Did something happen just now? Huh? I have no idea. You're always acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't
know anything?
Oh, I don't know what that is. Don't know what that button does. I don't know why I clicked it, but okay. Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no.
Not really.
I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry.
I believe you, silly.
I don't know why her voice is just like that, but it comes to me. I just don't like her. And she gives me an off-putting vibe. So I'm gonna make her voices whatever I feel like. Whatever I feel like. Yuri just does it sometimes. So it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start sharing our poems with each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I figured we'd get started
without her.
Is that
okay?
Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I made a mental note of where I left off in my book, then slip it back into my bag. Who should I show my poem to first? Natsuki! I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste. Dang. Shots fired! Ba-doo, pow, pow! Do you want to get smacked? Maybe. I think it'd be kind of funny to watch you try. I'll pass. Well. Whoa, okay. Well, anyway, I guess I just need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Aw, it's the same poem as last time. That's somewhat depressing towards the end. But it's a little, I love the music. And I do. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. Okay. Yeah. I told you that you weren't going to like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you doing great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is it puts more weight on wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feelings in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Always bring up the age and size thing, okay? We get it, Natsuki. You have little cat teeth. Meow. Yeah, guess not. I just had to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care about how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that from her. I guess that just leaves Monica. Hi,
Ryan.
having a good time so far? Oh, yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're the new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for a club, like new activities or things
we could do better, I'm always listening.
I'm sorry for that, guys. It blows out your eardrums, but you know what? Shh. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, what did I just do? Did I just beat my mic again? Did I? Yeah, I did, because I have on my microphone, on my headset, there's this little, now you guys know from your earbuds and stuff, it has a little stop and sound up and everything. Well, mine has 4 buttons. It has a increase in volume, decrease in volume, a mute mic, and mute sound. And I have it tied off to the point to where it's like, sometimes my leg hits it against the chair, and then it pauses and turns my music off, and it's not that funny. Want to share your poem with
me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Ryan.
We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Ryan. I was going, ooh, in my head while reading it. It's really
metaphorical.
I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I don't know. I'm not sure what I wrote about. My poem was very conflicting. Yeah. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put some effort in. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know, that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is totally detached from reality. I don't mean it like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's so used to being
indulged like that.
She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Ooh. Ooh!
Like earlier.
I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Where to ruin the conversation? Just come on in and barge in and say, knock knock, I'm here. And just open the door. Yuri. I'm back. Woo! Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Huh? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to
apologize.
We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Not very. I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way.
You know.
I see. Well, let's read it then. It's the same poem as last time. But I read Natsuki, so I gotta read this one. Hole in the wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings. But my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there any others in this room? Are they talking? Or are there simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there, and he's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. A lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the time between words and lines. Then performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that has some kind of
epiphany recently.
It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on one specific point. If you try too hard to make it perfect,
then you'll never make any progress.
just force yourself to get something down on paper, then tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in a spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Who should I show my poem to next? Oh, there's so many decisions. Who do I pick? Do I pick you? You? I think I'll pick you. Yeah, I think I'll pick you. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Huh? What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but it ends up covering her whole face. You... Thoughts. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Eh? That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. Voice crack. And a slight little burp. This is actually my first time. Really? Huh. Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. Yeah, that's the same thing everyone told me when I wrestled for the first time. They're all like, Did you wrestle your old school? And I said, no, I didn't play sports till this year. That's why me big tubby. Yeah, so then I started wrestling. And the coaches kept giving me compliments. I think I wrestled for like 2 years. But I never wrestled before. But then we get on the real mat and we'll track real hard. And I lose. I won a couple matches towards the end of the year. But then I got injured and stuff went downhill. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. So first you're going to call me very experienced, like a professional. But then you're going to say, oh no, I know you're a rookie. I was just playing you. Rectum. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. And you don't? Huh? What are you trying to say, Yuri? In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds herself in a train of thought, it's as if her demeanor completely and totally and utterly changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. At least someone in this club knows that. Monica! Well, I don't know what that was. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thoughts process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? I'm gonna read this poem again now, Tom. Ghost, under the light, the tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time.
the last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back.
I'm all stuffed up. My nose is a little stuffy. If you guys can't tell. I don't know, I might be getting sick. Unfortunately, that's a problem. I'll get over it. I'm sorry that I have such terrible handwriting. Girl, your handwriting is beautiful. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is very pretty. Huh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was very descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into the ghost, Yuri? Uh-huh. Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all, Ryan. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it, after all. But remember, the poet's author expressed their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in the work. But the great thing about poetry is poetry leaves it up to grabs, or literature in general, leaves it up to grabs for everyone to kind of digest it and to feel about it their own way. Like, you can write about something very sad, but depending on how I interpret it, I can think it's something about happy and dandelions and chasing rainbows. But it could really be something about other stuff. So, it just depends. It just depends on the person's thought process, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm not a psychological analyzer. If that's the thing. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Huh? It's nothing. It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this. But in the end, I enjoyed it. Why do you take so long to do the poem thing? Everyone else is so short and sweet. But yours is very long and drained out. Very long, like your hair. Okay. I wonder how tall these characters are. I think Natsuki's about 5'2", maybe. I think she's about 5'7", 5'8". I think Monika's about 5'4", 5'6". I don't know. But that also depends if our character's standing up or sitting down. Because if we're sitting down, he's normal height. He could be normal height. Like maybe about 5'8", 5'9". But if he's standing, not Monika, Yuri's a giant. And we're just really short. I'll continue. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Ryan. Ah, me too. Yeah. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone's judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. I don't like how the music's changing. Oh, whoa! I just noticed this in the background. That's not a good thing. That bad. That's sad. Stop it. Cover the image. Even if they're just being nice to me, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monika is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As we read in tandem, I watched each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
Thinking thoughts.
Huh? Did you say so? Oh! I finally learned! That's supposed to be said underneath the breath. Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism? Or something? It's clearly about the feelings of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Huh? You mean you had to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out that nice at all. Oh. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would ask someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and Ryan did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions on my own. First of all, excuse me? I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. A shade was thrown. She took off the thing off a lamp called a lampshade and threw it at her. It stuck to her forehead. It was a cool story. It was kind of funny to watch. Which I haven't yet. Nah. And Ryan liked my poem too, you know? He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh. I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Eh? That's not what I... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Ryan appreciates my advice when he appreciated yours. Huh? How do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I wouldn't deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one who's magically grew a size bigger as soon as Ryan started showing up. Natsuki. Natsuki. That's a little. This doesn't involve you. Taking your own insecurities on others like that. You really act as young as you look, Natsuki. Me? Look who's talking, you wanna be edgy girl. Whoa. I don't like that. Stop it. Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. See? Just saying that proves my point. I don't like that the music's doing this. Most people just learn to get over themselves as they graduate middle school, you know? If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute. The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Well, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad, you already do that, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? I thought I was onto something, unfortunately. What is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let Ryan hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be heads over heels after he hears this. Suddenly, Yuri turns towards me, as if she's noticed I was standing here. Ryan, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. She started it! Who do I agree with? I don't like it. I guess since last playthrough I went with Natsuki. Yuri with everything. I agree with her, so I guess I'm gonna go with Natsuki this time. Probably the worst decision of my life. I'm not clicking Yuri. Ah! I don't like that, Monica, you evil person.
Hey, Ryan. Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Okay?
Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little bit more assertive sometimes. But I've never had it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand?
Right?
Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. I don't want to spend time with you with your half eyebrows. Go down the hall and think about what you've done. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. Oh, she's crying. I don't like people crying. It makes me sad. She quickly runs away. Oh.
Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done.
I believe the correct phrase for that would be finished. Because, done's for a turkey. I'm sorry. I hate myself too. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri's rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri. I didn't mean it. I believe you. I had no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. Ryan. Please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today.
It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it.
It's like she was controlled or something. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting's over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I'll have to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm the vice president, so please let me take the responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me to be around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much a chance to discuss my book with Ryan. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. I guess I really don't have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble, but I really appreciate you understand. Alright guys, that creepily ends this episode. Have a good rest of your day. If you like this video, please share and like and all that jibble jabble. And especially, above all else, if you like this video, go out and smile at someone today and just brighten up their day. Just one smile can make someone's day better. So go do that. Now get back to your Wooby work.